Nancy Stokes rents an expensive hotel room and orders a callboy. At the same time, Leo Grande drinks a cup of coffee in a coffee shop across the street and goes on a date with a new client. When he meets the woman, he compliments her and tries to gain her support. He realizes that Nancy is too nervous and offers to drink champagne and talk a little. She is ashamed of her age and constantly reminds him of it. This doesn't bother the guy at all, because he has had lovers much older than her. Nancy is a decent and well-mannered woman who until recently worked as a schoolteacher. She has been an exemplary mother and wife all her life, but 2 years ago her husband died and the children began to live on their own. After retiring, she realized that most of her life's journey had already been completed, but she still couldn't enjoy life in bed with her husband. By renting a hotel and ordering a man on call, she hopes to have fun for the first time. She only knows about it from books. She asks the guy to do it right now. As they talk a little more, she feels uncomfortable, because until now, she has found his work unacceptably low and disgusting. At the same time, she doesn't want to continue the conversation and wants to get intimate with the boy as soon as possible, enjoying the young, handsome man's body. The guy doesn't mind getting down to business, and he kisses the woman to help her relax a bit and remove her inner shackles and excessive fear. Nancy is afraid that she might not like the guy and suggests that he take some pills, but he is sure that he can cope without them. Realizing that intimacy with the guy is inevitable, the woman runs to the bathroom to clean herself up and change her clothes. At this time, Leo undresses and takes a comfortable position. Nancy doesn't come out for a long time, and he decides to have a snack, finding a chocolate bar in the minibar. Soon she returns to the bedroom, but the smell of the candy bar puts her off and the boy has to brush his teeth. In a moment, he realizes that the problem is not the candy bar, but Nancy herself. Fearing intimacy with another man, she has changed her mind and is ready to pay for the meeting without its logical continuation. Leo assures the woman that her action is not a momentary weakness, but a balanced and carefully considered decision. For 30 years, her intimacy has been equally boring, and now she has one last chance to change things. It's time to crawl under the covers and continue to get to know each other. Nancy realizes that her young lover is not stupid and educated, so she doesn't understand why he needs this job. This does not bother him at all because it is his conscious choice which makes him feel needed and wanted. At the same time, he won't tell his mother about it and won't deceive her. He tells her that he works on an oil rig. Nancy has 2 children, a reckless daughter and a responsible son who is studying at the university. She thinks they are boring because they are too proper, just like their mother. In order to please the woman, Leo decides to find out how her husband behaved before intimacy. It turned out that he was the woman's only partner and had been doing the same for 30 years. The woman never experienced any pleasant sensations or experiments because everything happened exactly the same as the day before. Feeling dissatisfied, Nancy sheds a tear and admits that she has always dreamed of surprising her husband. She wanted to give pleasure and receive it in return. As a teenager, she met a waiter and hoped that he could make her happy. But this was prevented by random passers-by. Noticing that Nancy is relaxed, Leo kisses her and does his job diligently, earning money. During the second meeting, the woman feels freer and more relaxed. Leo doesn't embarrass her and she communicates with him calmly. At the same time, she is still living the life of a teacher, so she has prepared a list of wishes that she would like to fulfill with Leo in bed. The list consists of 5 items. Starting with the first and most difficult one, Leo notices that the woman is still a little shy. He asks her to get rid of her inner shackles and feelings of judgment. He thinks they will make great progress. She realizes that many nuns have more experience than her, so she is ready to kneel and please her lover. She needs to brush her teeth. As she unbuckles her belt, Nancy is afraid of not satisfying Leo, but he reassures her that he will only be disappointed if she bites off his. The moment is spoiled by a sudden phone call. The daughter is in trouble and needs to talk to her mother. The daughter wants to get valuable advice and support. When she returns, the woman is ready to continue what she has started and suggests dancing and relaxing a bit. As they dance, Nancy becomes less and less she and starts to smile. She finally feels free. The couple is again interrupted by another call from their daughter, which spoils the romantic atmosphere. The woman is tired and doesn't want to answer the phone. Leo jokes and asks her if she is ready to pick up the phone and say that her mouth is busy. But the woman is not satisfied with this option. Having dealt with her daughter's problems, she is ready to kneel down again and demands to continue. But they are in no hurry. Leaning against the guy, the woman feels his muscles and asks him to take off his shirt. She admires her lover's flawless body and feels uncomfortable again. Her breasts are touching her navel, and her hips have lost their former shape. Putting Nancy in front of a mirror, the boyfriend teaches her to love herself as she is. To help the teacher relax a bit, he suggests role-playing, but Nancy is not happy with the idea. Realizing that the idea is stupid, she starts to cry and does not want to take off Leo's pants. The call boy relaxes the stiffened Nancy, and she dares to say more open things. During the third meeting, the woman behaves more relaxed and allows her lover to satisfy her with sweet kisses. She still can't get pleasure, but she doesn't want to imitate it. Having crossed the second item off her bucket list, Nancy wants to get to know the guy better. But Leo is against excessive frankness because there are boundaries of personal space that are strictly forbidden to cross. As it turned out, Nancy decided to find out Leo's real name, and with the help of an internet search, she managed to find his name. Upon learning this, the guy gets very angry and starts preparing to leave. He does not want to continue the meeting and will never return to this room. Nancy feels guilty and apologizes because she just wanted to be closer to each other and is ready to tell her real name. Leo doesn't want to hear it because the woman has poked her head in where it doesn't belong. As it turns out, when he was a teenager, she and other students threw an adult party and his mother caught them. Since then, she has abandoned her son, telling her friends that he had died. Feeling abandoned, Leo left home for good, and now he earns his living as a callboy. Leo Grande's real name is different. His name is Connor. The boy walks away, but returns a minute later to find his smartphone. He doesn't find the phone, which causes Leo to have a fit of rage, to which the neighbors and the hotel manager respond. Finding the smartphone under the chair, the guy says goodbye to Nancy forever and leaves, promising to return the money for the date. The fourth meeting. The woman has ordered a callboy again and is waiting for him in the hotel car. She recognizes one of the waitresses as Becky, a former student who misbehaved at school. Afraid of sounding frivolous, the woman says she is waiting for the guy she is going to sell the car to. When she arrives, she thanks him for meeting her and apologizes for her inappropriate behavior. Nancy recommended him to her friends and was not afraid to reveal his real name. Feeling trusted, Leo also talks about his past and the mistakes he has made. Nancy calls Becky over and tells her that Leon is not a buyer, but a wonderful lover she has been seeing for a month. She has already rented a room and is ready to have fun with the young man. School mores and moral lessons are behind her. Now the woman has realized that she knows how to live and enjoy life. Having drawn the right conclusions, she asks Becky to use her head and not be afraid of hidden desires. Pleasure is not a sin, but a miracle that everyone should experience. After leaving the cafe, Nancy and Leo go to their room to enjoy each other once again. After making love, they decide to get some rest and recuperate. Looking at the naked guy, the woman begins to enjoy herself, and for the first time in her life, she succeeds. At the end of the date, they both realize that this was their last meeting. Nancy was able to fulfill her desires and experience pleasure to the fullest, so she is ready to say goodbye to her young lover. Left alone, she looks at herself in the mirror again, and for the first time sees no flaws in herself. She does not feel fear and is not ashamed of herself. She has finally learned to be herself and accept herself as she is. This is the ultimate happiness. This is where the movie ends.